Hey guys, welcome to my first JavaScript tutorial. This is going to help you make your first web page have JavaScript functionality. I'll go over some basic syntax. So stay tuned, follow along, and let's get started. Okay, for our JavaScript tutorial we're going to make a basic HTML page like we've done before. And this time the only tags we're going to need are the body tag, because we're not going to give it a title. Well, I guess we can give it a title for good measure real quick. And another tag that I'll tell you about in just a second called the script tag. So we want the title to be JavaScript tutorial 1, because this is going to be our first JavaScript tutorial. So the tag that we need is called script, and what script does is allows your browser to know that there's going to be script running in the page. Now there can be multiple types of script. This time we're going to focus on JavaScript. It's the default for most browsers, so we don't have to specify yet. When we get into more advanced stuff we will start specifying, but for now we just need the script tag. So the first thing I want to show you, because there's a few things that will work right off the bat in JavaScript. And it's similar to other languages like C#, where if something is inside a method, you have to call that method for it to work. But there's certain things that just work right out the gate. So the first one I'm going to show you is document.write. And this is almost like the textbox.text that we've done before in other languages. It just writes something to a document, which in this case a document happens to be a blank page. So this will create a blank page anytime document.write is called, and then it'll write out whatever text we put in. So this one we're going to put hello YouTube, if I could remember how to spell today. Alright, so we've got hello YouTube. So let's go ahead and save that. We'll minimize that and let's open it up and run it. And there you go, you got hello YouTube. Now that's pretty simple, so let's go ahead and go back into some more advanced stuff. So now I'm going to show you how to set up a variable. A variable is set up by declaring var. In the other languages, for example, Visual Basic it's dim, and C# it's string, but this one we're just going to call it var for variable, and we'll call it greeting. And the greeting will equal, how about we make this equal to hello YouTube. Always put our semicolon at the end. And JavaScript has a little bit different syntax when it comes to semicolons and parentheses, and I'll explain some of those later, but for now this is all you need to know. So now we're saying for the greeting variable, call it right here, and what's going to happen is when document.write, it's going to say what do I want to write. It's going to want to write greeting, so it'll call this and say what is greeting, and it'll say hello YouTube. So even though we just did it with the same exact result, it's just a different way of doing it. And there you go, it's got hello YouTube again. So let's go ahead and get back into here, and let's do something a little bit different. So we're going to take out this, but we want to keep that greeting. We're going to do something called a function. And a function is a set of JavaScript code that'll run when it's called. So we'll do function stuff, because we don't really know what this stuff is going to be yet. And you got to use curly brackets, open, close them, and then throw your code right here. And what I want to do is do an alert. An alert is like a message box. It just makes a pop-up appear where you can click OK. And I want it to alert our greeting. Now if I ran this now, nothing would happen, and I'll go ahead and show you that. Go ahead and refresh the page. Now it's just blank because this function where the alert greeting has not been called. But one thing we can do is we can run the script code again, and it'll run any script that's in the body automatically. So when the body loads, it'll just load all this code. And I could say stuff, and it's calling that function now, so now it's going to run stuff. Let's see if that works. Actually that didn't. Let me go ahead and try one more thing here. I might have to curly bracket it. Let's see if that works now. There you go. So it says hello YouTube. That's an alert. So by calling stuff here, it calls this function, but that's kind of a crappy way to do it. I mean, it's doable, but I don't really like doing that. You could do something like onload. You could have it call stuff. And let's see if that'll work. There you go. See? It still does the same thing, but it took up a lot less code. Now, another thing is we could put buttons, things like that, but we're just going to keep doing things on load. So now I have this function called stuff, but I don't want to just do the alert there. I want it to do a couple things. So we'll make another function that says, we'll call this one greet. And we will make this, and yeah, I'm going to show you something here real quick. So greeting is already hello YouTube, right? We're going to make greeting we're going to make it equal to hi subscribers. So what's happening is this is set automatically when any of the script ran. So the page loads, this script happens, and this variable will equal this. But if this method gets called, the greet method, then greeting will be hello YouTube, or hi subscribers instead of hello YouTube. So for now, if I said alert and then greeting, but I don't call this method, it's just going to come up with the hello YouTube still. So see hello YouTube. But we can change that by calling greet. This time we're not going to use the curly brackets here because it's inside of our original script file. So we're just going to call greet this way and see what happens. Okay, so it's doing hello YouTube again. And that's not what we want. We want greeting to equal hi subscribers, so let's try that. There you go, hi subscribers. So just like the other object-oriented languages, you can call methods by declaring them the exact same way with the method, the curly brackets, and then the parentheses, or and then the semicolon. So what happened was here, stuff got called on load, and then it went and asked for this function to be ran called greet. Greeting took this greeting, which was already set, and changed it to this. And then we alerted this greeting, but it had already been changed to this, so greeting equaled hi subscribers. So that's just a basic of how to do a couple things in JavaScript, but I think we can do a little bit more. So you are able to do math as well. So let's go ahead and show you some math. Let's say, can I do doubles in this language? No, I can't. Can I do integers? Let's try it. We tried integers in other languages, and we'll call this number 1, and that'll equal 4. Oop. And then int num2 equal 8. Now keep in mind, I just came from an object-oriented language where this would work completely. I doubt it's going to work in JavaScript. I believe I'm going to have to declare them as variables. But let's do num1 plus num2, and let's create it. Yeah, we'll just make this a document dot right. So hopefully what will happen here is number 1 will be added to number 2, so we should get a total of 12, and that's what it should write out. But I doubt that's going to work, and I'll show you why in a second. Yeah, see, it doesn't write anything. Let's change these to variables though. Because variables can be letters and numbers in JavaScript. Now see, in C# this would have to be a string, this would be an int, this would be a double. In Java, everything's a variable. So let's go ahead and try that again. And look at there, we got a number 12, it did the math for us. So Java is able to distinguish between the two. And then I'm also going to show you an if statement here. So if and let's just take this because we know this logic works already. If that is equal to 12, then what we will do is, got to get them curly brackets out, alert, good math. And then we'll do an else, and we don't have to define the parameters here because it's just if it's not this. So, and then we'll just do alert again, and we'll just call this one bad math. Okay, so we got if this is 12, good math, else it's going to be bad math, and I don't really need this to happen anymore, so we'll just take that out. Let's go ahead and save it. Let's go ahead and refresh the page. Alright, good math, it equals 12. So what if this was 9 though? Of course it's not going to equal 12 anymore, right? So let's go ahead and do that again. Look, now it's bad math. So another thing you could do is say that if it's if num1 or num1 plus num2 is greater than or equal to 12, then greater, and then if else would be less in this case, then we'll just put less than. So let's go ahead and pick a number that's lower than 12, and that would be 9 is lower than 12. Or yeah, 9 is lower than 12, so we should get the less than to work out here. Let's go ahead and see. Excellent, it's less than. And then if it's higher than 12, 99 definitely should take care of that. It's greater. Okay, so there's some basics there. You've learned about ifs and else statements, how to use functions, multiple functions in JavaScript. I'm going to go over more stuff later, get into actually controlling some forms. But this is just what I wanted as a basic tutorial to get you started on JavaScript, get kind of comfortable with the languages. I really think watching some of my other tutorials will help in that regard. I will be going over some very, very basics of programming in a Visual Basic series that's going to be very long. But stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe.